All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm going to do a quick run through of the meme stocks. I have a little bit busy day and I'm going to try to squeeze these in. These are clearly the ones that are moving the most, okay? So, hey, if you can please like and subscribe, clearly I would appreciate that. But believe me, I sincerely appreciate your time for being here. So what are we going to do? We're going to look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. I have my 5 moving averages, these horizontal support and resistance lines, and then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume. Okay, so look, I don't like anything under the 8 moving average. Okay, I've said it a couple times. Good things happen above, bad things happen below. There are definitely a bunch of red candles, and you know I say it often, right? Red will eventually turn to green when the conditions are right. Okay, 1, 2, 3 lines. Okay, it's not easy to break 1. It's definitely not easy to break 2. You can imagine breaking more than half on a single push is not going to be easy. Okay, even for the monster that is Bed Bath & Beyond. That said, look, the doji generally says the day after means a lot. We're starting to get an increase in volume back to back. They're both over the 50 moving average line and they're both relatively the same, right? Super flat. Definitely green under red, but look, really close to the 0. And I mean, this is low enough to where if it wants to make a good move, it'll make a move. I'm going to set my alert right here, okay, just over the green line. I definitely want to know when it's over it, right? Closing over it will matter more than just being over it, right? Because it clearly got as high as up here, right? And then, drop down under the lines. But get over these 3, lot of reason to believe you'll come up to there, right? Stay under those 3, even for the almighty Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm going to be a little scared. Hey, it's obviously very early in the week, but I'm glad we're back over the 8 on the weekly, right? You need a good weekly to have a bunch of good dailies. Just don't forget that. So that is the Bed Bath. AMC. Okay, AMC, look, I was actually bullish on this the last couple days, really for that same story we just said on Best Buy. Good things happen over the 8, bad things happen under. This 20 it definitely hasn't lost the 20 yet, so that's a good thing, right? We can very easily hit the 20 and bounce back up, but just kind of the same story. Really, I almost wouldn't even touch this. Man, because see, if you're going to enter right here, you're way too close to here, and you might as well. I would honestly say 575. That'll get you over the red line. And look, I know that's a decent little chunk of change. You're going to miss out on 10%, but I would rather be 1, 2, 3, 4 lines out of the 5 in this cluster, right? I'd rather be closer to the middle or the upper quadrant than the lower that we're at. And bad things will happen if we lose this. You lose this, you're coming to 4. That's a real ugly RSI that's been a lot tighter and it kind of looks like it's going down. And this MACD seems, I'm worried on AMC for sure. Okay, be careful here. Not too much to say on the daily, actually. It really that's the first break of the 8 and these are not good confirmation days. So yeah, it's definitely not a good weekly. All right, Ape, if you watched the last couple videos, man, this has made me pretty happy. So like I said, I've been in this. I was disappointed. But why did I stay in? Because this entire time we were still over the 8, right? I joked that I thought I was going to get out of here with basically no profit. But yeah, I'm definitely double digits up right now. And this 15% is a big reason why, right? So I'm super happy. Clearly this line right here is where it stops. But we're at the 100, right? If we can get over the 100 one more time, hell yeah, right? Because then look where we're at. We're on this line. Hopefully we'll take it to this peak. And really, there's a couple. This is going to be a little bit noisy. But yeah, you break this and then good things will happen, right? But yeah, really what's going to happen tomorrow I think is going to matter a little bit more than today. Did we actually break this 100? Is that for real? Because there is no 200, right? So that's what I'm watching for. But hey, that's a nice MACD. That's a nice RSI. That's real good and real healthy increase in volume. So I got fingers crossed for tomorrow. I'm not going to lie to you. So, and look, we've broken the 20 on the weekly. It's definitely still very early, but woo! Oh man, Ape, you got me a little excited. You can tell in my voice. Game, where is Game at? So look, I was actually a little bullish on this one. It did a little better than I expected, right? And I kind of say it, once you start going horizontal, anything can happen in a cluster, right? This is a cluster of 3, but and actually as I zoom out, you can see we're actually, oh look, this is kind of the opposite of AMC. What did I say with AMC? I don't want to be in the lower section of the quadrant. 1, 2, 3, 4, like halfway's roughly there. We're in the bottom, right? Game is at least up here. I like that, right? And it went from being in this lower one to pretty quickly going back to the middle, right? So this day actually looks like it was Friday. Friday really at least saved it. But yeah, overall, I'd be much happier over 24. Yeah, get over 24 and that should be an easy ride to roughly 28, which is roughly a 20% move, right? So not a bad weekly, actually. Look, it looked like it was going to lose the 20, kind of went parallel with it, and then a nice move. I wish this was a little higher, right? I kind of want to be closer to this for a confirmation, but excuse me, there's definitely plenty to bounce here. But yeah, so far, I'm not going to lie, Ape has kind of been looking like the nicest one. Carvana crushed it, okay? And I said, if you want, like, the weekly looked like it was going to be good if you could be patient, right? Because again, this is still super low. That was still kind of super low, not even at the zero yet. Volume has been picking up, and again, just so much red. And it's kind of done its job, I'm not going to lie. So this one does have me a little happy right here as well, right? Definitely a little high on the RSI, but look, MACD looks good. That looks good. This is a little bit of an unhealthy rise in volume. So I definitely do not want volume to drop randomly, okay? I am going to be looking out for that. But man, a 30 pop is huge. This thing right here looks like, it really seems like it wants to hit 13, in all honesty. It seems like it wants to come to this blue line, because that's kind of how it works, right? You break the 8, then you break the 20, then you break the 50, then you go to the 100, right? That becomes the goal. But I think volume tomorrow will probably be the most important thing for Carvana. Do not drop down here. Don't drop to 55 million, roughly cutting this in half, all right? That is a stock killer. But if this thing can, look, we're coming up on roughly 50% of this candle in the top of this, right? So just get over 10.09, and yeah, we should definitely be running to 12, and then honestly from 12, it'll probably just make that move there naturally. So will it break that 100? I don't think so. I think that RSI is just a little too high to break the 100, but I think that there's a chance that we'll wick hit it tomorrow. So hey, maybe put a sell for a good percentage of it right here. I'm not telling you how to handle your money, right? But yeah, I would sell a little bit right here to bank some, and then watch it come down and then hopefully go back up, right? Kind of like what happened here, right? Bank and break, and then when we go again, you go again, right? Because I could see it coming here, going parallel, and then going. Again, just my 2 cents, right? But yeah, this is a good weekly. Break that 20, and there is a huge gap up to at least the 22 range, right? So yeah, this is definitely an interesting ticker. Real quick, I normally don't do this. So Vroom, VRM. VRM's kind of connected with Carvana. I think they're in the same industry, but this one actually did come up on a scanner of mine. So you can kind of see what's happening, right? A monster break. Not technically 3, but definitely a monster break of 2. It got the good break today. MACD's at the 0. This RSI is definitely still super low, and that's a nice little healthy rise in volume. So I'm not going to draw any lines because you can kind of see the next lines really are these two. But Vroom, this one definitely caught my eye. So yeah, I'm just throwing it out. And like I said, it is connected. And look, you can see it right here, right? If we break the 20, actually, we might be running here. And there's a number of just series and reds that kind of show why this one looks interesting. So just quick FYI there. Okay, GNS. I definitely, oh wow, we actually got the 200 moving average line over the last couple days. I had no idea right there. So what's happened with GNS? Okay, hold on, my cat's at the door. I'm sorry. Girls, who's coming out? Who's coming in? All right, you coming in? Hurry up, hurry up. Okay, so look, this right here is the power of the 8 moving average, right? It definitely made a nice fly. I'll be honest, I got real worried between these two. I did not sure this was gonna hold the 8, but like the 8 moving average is supposed to do, we monstrously bounced to a 33 gain today. And look, like I said, it just hit the 200 moving day average. So we are technically over all 5. We actually technically broke the 200 that day and this day, right? So we're actually sitting at decent break and confirmation, but Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much, and it kind of wick to it, right? But yeah, that 8 seems like an interesting peak. And I mean, look, there's a lot of nothing happening here, right? It's broken this. It's pretty much sitting right here, right? And you can see that hits this parallel and this parallel, right? I mean, after this one, it just I'm not gonna lie. This is the only line I'm really gonna draw. From there, there, right up there. Okay, not, I gotta go a little higher, yeah, right there, sorry. Okay, cool. So, Jesus, though, definitely, I'll be honest, caught me by surprise. However, that's the magic of the 8 moving average, right? So, it really shouldn't have caught me by surprise, but I'm actually not looking at this one that much. But yeah, volume is up, volume goes down, volume is up. You gotta love that, right? And look, that right there is a pretty healthy rise in my book, right? So, I know the numbers are big, but again, it wasn't like it jumped this high, right? So, interesting. And again, looks like RSI is super high too, right? This thing definitely got near the super high 90s, but man, this thing's screaming, I want to cool. But look, the MACD even went from, whoop, let's keep going up. So this one's definitely super interesting for sure. And look, red turns into green, right? Like I say it often and you can see it. And again, there's such little information on this, right? I mean, if it breaks this 1080, that could get pretty silly here. But again, risk reward, right? It does seem like there should be a cool down happening, but hey, memes do their own thing, right? So genius brand. Okay, I literally talked about this string of dojis, right? It just can't decide if it wants to break this 200 or not, right? So literally made a beautiful move to it, going so parallel to it. And again, if you can break it, there is nowhere better to trade than above the lines. Then, I mean, I kind of ruined that. But yeah, there's nowhere better to trade than above the lines, right? So let me see where we're sitting right now. Again, I don't see all the decimal points, but yeah, it's technically on the line, right? So if you can see more decimals wherever you have your money. Again, this is simulated buying power right here. The only reason I love this system is for these moving averages and stuff, right? Like we're using chart readers and I move my money on something I've named the one, right? Super cool, I know. Cheesy, I'm joking. AFRM, check out AFRM. Okay, so look at this, right? Again, the power of the 8 moving average. I talk about this line often and it was really hard to see it when we were in downtrends, but look, just bounce. You know what I mean? Like it's a beautiful thing. I can't help but love this shit. I'm sorry, but again, look, I mean, it's all about this 100 moving average line right now, right? So get over that 100, good things will happen. And yeah, it's been a while since we've actually been over the 100, but yeah, there was a quick moment in September, not that long ago, but yeah, obviously we broke it that day, not the confirmation we wanted, but where are we sitting right now? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, yeah, this one there are better ones on here, but again, if this thing breaks the 100, silly things can happen with these meme stocks, right? So, and again, this is a nice little weekly chart right here, just working its way up. Obviously not the confirmation we want, but hey, it's still super early in the week, right? So a lot definitely can still happen, but yeah, AFRM. And then look, XELA, this is unfortunately been going exactly as I've been saying, right? And there's just a few things, okay? One, you do not want your money in a stock that's in all-time lows. I realize it looks like, oh my goodness, this thing was at 600 at some point. I'm buying it at dirt cheap for only 6 cents, right? There are literally 6 more cents this thing can lose, and I'm not implying it's going to go to zero. However, all-time lows, under the 8 moving average on the weekly, under the 8 moving average on the daily. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to say this thing's going to keep going down. And look, the RSI has been as low as 16, 14 actually, if you look over there. So I mean, this thing can still get uglier. And someone asked me, hey, is this thing going to reverse split or anything like that? Look, it sounds like it's super low, but 6 cents can trade for a really long time and literally just lose little bits, and kill you by a 1,000 cuts, right? A death by 1,000 cuts. I had an old boss that used to say that. And nothing is worse than a slow, painful death that you're just watching like with almost disbelief. Look, I'm a Charger fan, and it was like that Charger second half, right? Like you're up by a lot and all of a sudden just death by 1,000 cuts, nothing significant, but enough little movements, enough little -7, -7, -7, -7, -7, -7. You're at -70 after 10 of those, right? So I'm telling you, be careful, okay? Last one, again, I'm just gonna throw this out there. This one caught my eye, okay? Monstrous break of 3 lines. We actually are, I mean, there's still an hour left, right? But this thing is doing its best to close over yesterday. And then just real quick, red might turn into green, right? So that's definitely hoping it gets into 0. That's definitely low enough to make a good move. And hey, that's some nice increased volume, right? So this one also caught my eye. Hey, I've got a busy day. If you've got any questions, any comments, if you disagree with anything, throw it in the chats, all right? I definitely allow all comments to come through. I have no problem with different opinions. And yeah, I hope you're learning and have a great one.